Hello, my loves. Welcome to week 3. So nice to see you again. We're going to get a little bit more difficult this week. We're just focusing on our joints and making sure we're stretching those as well along with the muscles. We want to keep them lubricated and prepared for different ranges of motion. It is equally as important as stretching the muscles. So we'll just get straight into it. It'll be nice and easy. We're going to do some obliques first. So we're going to bring those hands overhead and squeeze the elbows into the head right outside the ears. And we're going to dive to the side. So we're going to have our shoulders come first, mid-back, and then low back. Think about what kind of little worm right here, getting some spinal movement. We want to squeeze the head on these, keep the chest open. We don't want to be collapsing forward like this. We're chest open, head to the ceiling, and then hold through here. You should have your abs flexing during this too. You should feel a little bit of a workout. They are holding your torso in this awkward kind of position, but it's good for us. Get a little deep breath, back to center. Same thing on the other side. Nice and slow. I want to think about we're a caterpillar during these type of movements, so we're rolling the spine. The point is to lubricate the joints here, so we want to be rolling and moving and opening up. Good. Hold, hold, hold. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. We're going to come down to the mat on this next one. Going to get a downward dog type position. So we'll come hands under the shoulders, bring those knees back, and hips to the floor, open it up. So for this, we don't want to just have our body nice and loose. We're pressing through the hands, pressing the hips into the floor, squeezing those glutes, and keeping those feet flat. We're kind of feeling the energy of the ground beneath us, pushing our energy back into it. We're going to get twisting the neck side to side, so just look shoulder to shoulder. Breathe through these. Always hold those points of tension. We don't just want to be sitting here idly. We're actively stretching, using our strength, using our body. Wonderful. And then we'll sit it back. Get some lower back relief. Drag those hands out. We know this one so well. Feet are flat. And we're going to go through this little circuit again. Go back to the top. Again, we're rolling that spine. Always rolling. And then drive those hips to the floor. Shoulders are decompressed. We're pushing the floor away from us. They're not up towards our ears. We're decompressed. Good. And we'll get a few turns with the neck. Looking around, saying yes. Yes to growth, yes to stretching. That's what I tell myself. Perfect. Nice. And then we'll sit it back one more time. Stretch that out a little bit. Breathe through it. Feel that lower back decompress, all that pressure, stretching the spine, dragging the hands. Wonderful. And then we'll come back to seated position. We're going to come in. Next, we're going to come into this kind of lunge. We've done this before, but we're going to advance it a little bit. So we want to lean into this front leg and have the pressure in this front heel. The toes are flat, the sides of the feet are flat. We're going to bring these arms overhead. Same thing as before. We're squeezing the head with the elbows, and we're going to lean it back as far as we can. My range of motion is super limited, bending backwards, so that's totally fine, you guys. We just want to get the stretch that works for you. Make sure we're not super heavy in this back knee. We're having most of the weight in that front leg, pressing forward and reaching back behind you. Try and use the hands to reach to that corner of the ceiling. And then we'll kind of come the opposite. Bring them down, wrap them around your back. I want to come forward and squeeze them up. Use your leg to assist you in this kind of stretch. My shoulder's placed on my knee. We're holding overhead. Deep breaths through these. I'm all about the breathing. Nice, and we'll come up to standing. Let's get that other side. We'll switch those legs. Lean into it. Holding this position, foot is flat, pressure's in the front. Arms come up, And then we lean and squeeze. We should be using our core during this as well. This is active stretching, so your body is still working. We're not just sitting in still position. Hold, hold, hold. All in that front foot. Squeeze it back. Go back a little bit more. And fold. Nice. Hands behind the back. And we'll reach to the sky. This is a lot of spinal movement, you guys. Honestly, it feels so good. A lot of these too you can use, take one, do it before bed at night if it really works for you. You don't have to do the full sequence all the time. A lot of times people think stretching is so intimidating, but you don't have to do this full circuit. You can just do a stretch before bed, and that is enough with consistency. Next, we are going to come up into a triangle pose. I'll come to the side so you guys can see, but we are super wide with the feet. I want them angled outwards, so kind of in this 45 degrees. So I'll come to the side. We're out like this. We want to fold flat. So make sure those hips are driving a straight line back. So we're not reaching really far. I'm getting a pull through the hamstrings because everything is straight. Wonderful. So you can use your legs for these if you need. If we can bring our hands to the floor, that's also great. And you just want to hold this position. Keep the legs not locked, but straight with knees soft. We don't need a bunch of tension, but we do want a nice stretch. Make sure those feet stay flat. We want the outsides of our feet and the insides flat on the floor, feeling that energy from the ground again. And I want to walk to the left foot. Keep it bent. Wonderful. Walk it back over. Nice little triangle pose. A forward fold is underestimated, y'all. Doesn't look like much. You're just kind of coming forward, but it helps so much, I promise. We're lubricating the joints. It's great. All right, come back to center, and then we're going to get some spine roll-ups. So we're going to come like that caterpillar position. We're low back, mid back, upper back, super slow. I'm vacuuming with my stomach, pulling the belly button into the spine. And we'll come to standing. Same thing, we're going to dive the shoulders, mid back, low back, squeezing my glutes. And we're all the way. Pull it down as far as we can. And do that one more time. Roll, roll, roll. It's kind of like a back extension. We really want to feel the spinal erectors moving, which is the bumps on the sides of your spine, essentially. Very important. We'll dive it forward. Nice. Let's get one coming up. Nice and slow, even slower than the last time. Nice. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to come down to the floor again, getting a spinal twist. We're going to be left leg out, right leg's going to come over in this kind of figure 4 position. We're going to reach out and twist. So we're twisting to the left when the left leg is out. And I want to make this a little bit harder. So we're going to come onto the forearm and I want to reach overhead as far as we can, reaching to the corner of that ceiling behind you. Feeling that stretch through the side of your body. Deep breaths through this. Yes. Nice. Bring that in. We always want to slowly come out of these kind of awkward positions. We don't want to rush out of a spinal twist. We'll switch those legs. Twist it over. Forearm comes down. We'll reach. I want to do a little bit of an advanced pose. You guys can absolutely use the wall for this. I almost encourage it because it requires a little bit of balance. I'd rather you focus on doing the movement right and correctly in your form rather than challenging yourself in ways that you shouldn't yet. I do this all the time too. I always say to teach at your level. So I'm not that advanced at yoga or anything like that, but I'll show you what I do know. So we're going to come, left leg is flat. That right foot's going to come up. that same kind of figure 4 position. We're going to bring the heel to the inside just like this, and this is before we advance forward, so we can hold this position, maintain our balance first, and then we're going to fold this over, bring hands to center, and start sitting it back. I'll show you guys from the side. Again, completely fine to use a wall if you want to have it in front of you right here, if you want to hold on to the table, just like this. We're going to come flat. So important here, we want the chest to be open. We're not crunched over ourselves. We're super tall. That tailbone's driving to the floor. And we're going to hold this position. It helps to keep your eyes in one spot on this one because it is a balance exercise. But same thing, push through the floor with that foot. Feel the outside of the foot heavy on the floor. Your energy's flowing into the ground. Deep breath. We'll come to standing nice and slow. Other side. Almost done, y'all. Holding on if you need to. Drop it down. Hands to heart. There we go. One side's usually a little bit worse than the other. My right's worse somehow. I'm like left foot dominant, right hand dominant. Don't know how that happened. Hold. Deep breath. Almost there. Nice, and we'll go 3, 2, and 1. Bring it out. Teaching you a little bit of yoga here. I hope you do continue to still use this. Do it a few times this week, at least 3 minimum. I know it's Halloween weekend, but you can still prioritize yourself and have fun. I promise. Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I get it. But yeah, that's all we got for this week. Let me know if you guys need anything at all. And see you later.